The Biden administration has taken a major step towards regulating AI, with the release of an executive order outlining a number of areas where the government intends to regulate this rapidly growing industry. Many of these areas are issues of nonpartisan concern. For example, making sure that AI doesn't make cybersecurity problems more difficult by enhancing the ability of cybercriminals to undermine US infrastructure. There are also sections on privacy and making sure that workers are protected from displacement by AI technologies. But there are also more partisan elements to this executive order. In particular, there's a section on equity and civil rights, which is nothing more than an attempt to bring the left's agenda of diversity, equity, and inclusion into the field of AI regulation. AI does present a problem for the left, because if AI is allowed to objectively analyze data, it may lead to conclusions and judgments that pose a problem for the left's agenda of achieving equality of outcomes for every demographic in American society.
We've seen ChatGPT spew out racist content, hateful content, sexist content.
We continue to see algorithmic bias, whether it's racial bias, gender bias, age bias, in so many different areas that AI is being applied to.
There's a particular concern among left-wing academics that if AI is allowed to use crime data, this could lead to unequal outcomes in the criminal justice system. And you see this come through in the executive order. Another potentially partisan concern was expressed by Vice President Kamala Harris at a recent AI summit in the United Kingdom. Harris warned of the potential of AI to fuel the rise of misinformation and disinformation. And it's possible to imagine this as a non-partisan concern. AI can impersonate public figures. It can convincingly mimic someone's voice, which poses risks for banking security, for example. It can also be used to fake images or video of war crimes. These are all non-partisan concerns. Unfortunately, the Democrats have spent the last 5 years completely undermining their credibility on the topic of misinformation and disinformation. They've simply used those words as a pretext to censor conservatives on social media. This is a central point in the Missouri versus Biden case, which exposes how the federal government and the White House under Biden used the pretext of misinformation and disinformation to suppress debate around COVID-19 and election integrity. So when Kamala Harris says that AI poses risk with regard to disinformation, what is she really talking about? Is she talking about the non-partisan concerns, or is she talking about more political censorship? The Democrats have undermined their own credibility here. So while there may be legitimate concerns around deepfakes, do we really trust them to regulate it?